What's happening, cinephiles? This is Dan.
This is Zach.
And we are the Feature Fellas. Welcome to the Disaster Debate, you son of a bitch.
This week, we're covering the Street Fighter movie from 1994, based on Street Fighter 2 back in the arcade days, starring Jean Claude Van Damn, Kylie Minogue, and Raul Julia, and boasting a massive 11% on Rotten Tomatoes,
tasty.
a 4 out of 10 on IMDb, and a 2.1 on Letterboxd.
Idiots.
Safe to say, this isn't a well-liked film. Obviously, Jean Claude Van Damme decided to do this over our beloved Mortal Kombat, and then it turned out that he was extremely hard to work with on set due to multiple drug problems, which is classic, just classic. Anyway, enough of all that. Without further ado, let's get into the review. So, just as a pre-warning, I literally know nothing about this film. Like, I've never seen it before. This is the first time watching it. The only thing I knew is that Raul Julia's in it. That's literally it. Wow, that is literally all I knew.
So I have seen this before, but I don't think either one of us are real Street Fighter.
No, that is the next bit I was going to get into. I will not be able to comment if it's on par with the games, as I'm not a Street Fighter player. Yeah. But then the only thing I know is as soon as we got into it was Chun-Li was on the news. Yeah. That was literally as far as I knew.
Yeah, so it's like a big dramatic opening. Yep. I love the logo.
Yeah, logo's class. Yeah, logo's pretty cool.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a bit of like there's basically a civil war going on in Shadaloo.
Yeah, and this is another thing. Is Street Fighter about the army?
I don't think so.
I'm so confused.
I think they've kind of gone with certain characters and kind of just given them stuff. Like we'll have Guile, and he is kind of an army guy. So I think they've just kind of gone, here is his army.
Yes.
Rather, so
that was the bit I was just confused about. I had no idea if Street Fighter was about the army, if I'd missed something, but it's about the war in the army.
I don't think so, but I don't know. But yeah, there's like a big news bit where you've got all the different languages, all the stuff going on, and there's basically a civil war in Shadaloo with Bison.
Bison, who Raul Julia looks incredible.
He does.
And 3 are missing. Their whereabouts also unknown.
He is awesome. I love it. And then I noted here that it was based on Street Fighter 2 specifically because it comes up in the credits, which I thought was really cool. And then I have no idea what's going on plot-wise, I'll be honest. I never knew, and I don't know at this point. If you know?
So that's basically what's going on. Is Bison has invaded Shadaloo.
Right.
Shadaloo, So he's invaded them, and they're at war. The militia is kind of like the Shadaloo army, I guess. And there's just a battle going on.
Right.
Where,
and in this part, M. Bison just cracks 2 guys' necks.
They're so good. So, he comes down on his, he's got, a floating, device thing. It's like Bowser's, sort of.
It reminds me of Eggman's thing in the Sonic movies, where it kind of comes down.
So he's on this, weird floating device. He's basically kidnapped a load of the Shadalooians.
Right.
And he's going to keep them ransom to get £20 billion.
20 billion,
out of the government for himself.
Yes.
So there's bits then where these soldiers just start squaring up to Bison. Yeah. And it's just neck snap.
Pathetic.
Yeah. Just cracking people.
3 of them.
Just in a row. Doesn't stop.
He's sort of I swear at one point he's like, come on then. And they literally grab me, and they just gone. It's amazing. He's so good.
Oh, absolute machine. Yeah. This is then when we see Jean Claude Van Damme as Guile on the news.
Yeah, so we cut now to Chun, don't we? So Chun's
back on the news. She's a reporter.
Yeah, she's a reporter from here.
And then we see Guile, and I didn't know what he said because all I noticed was that his mouth doesn't move properly with the line. It's so clearly ADR'd and added in later. It just doesn't move.
Funny. Yeah, because she basically comes in and she goes, "Can I speak to you?" He goes, "No." That's the first thing he says. But then it's the best. So the first thing he says is he's called Bison a bastard. He lisps it, and it's so funny. And then it's the first time we get and a son of a bitch.
You like to look at yourself on television, you sick son of a bitch. So look at this.
And then he does this sort of weird thing with his arm, just throws his arm across his body for some reason. And it's just he basically is speaking directly to Bison.
It's like they have it's like Chun-Li was like interviewing Bison over the
Yeah,
internet.
it's really weird.
Yeah.
It's like they it's almost as if Guile knew
Yeah.
that Bison was going to see this, and he's
Mhm.
just speaking to Bison.
Yeah, and at this point, Bison's tamping, and his eyes are like pulsating. Did you notice that? I
Yeah.
don't know what was going on. He was so angry.
He
His
basically
eyes
spends the entire film just
fuming.
bulging. His eyes are bulging.
We
out
then
of his head.
see Kylie Minogue, who is clearly part of this cast.
Yeah.
Do you know her name in this film?
Cammy.
Right, because I had no idea.
Yes, so the broadcast gets interrupted
Right.
by Bison.
Yes.
So Guile basically has set this up thinking, I know, I'll say something about Bison.
Mhm.
Bison will react.
Yes.
So Bison's come back. They start having this sort of like weird interaction where I don't really understand
Mhm.
how they can both speak to each other.
Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking. It's like Skype. It's like
Yeah,
really Skype.
it's really weird. I'm sure at one point Guile just tells him anytime, dickhead.
He
Just
he
coming
just
out with
hates
the
this
most,
man,
just the most random, like harsh lines to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically the plot is now where Bison said, "You have 3 days to get me £20 billion or dollars. Sorry.
Yeah.
Otherwise, all these people that he's captured, he's going to kill them."
And one of them is Guile's friend.
Yeah. So Guile shouts out, "Charlie!"
Charlie! Charlie! Hang on, buddy. We're coming!
Charlie.
And then it just so happens the next soldier is Charlie. So
Yes.
before Bison can snap his neck as well, probably, turns out the guy he's about to attack is Charlie.
Yes.
And then, yeah, Bison realizes this and he's like, I'm going to experiment on you,
Yes,
Charlie.
takes him later. We see more of that later on, but yeah,
Yeah.
kind of run some wild.
Yeah,
experiments on
there's
him.
like a bit weird, isn't it, where they go back to Bison's lair and they're all just kind of going, Bison, Bison,
Yeah, no, it's
Bison,
kinda sick, I mean.
Bison. Yeah, it's a bit odd. And I think do we get the sideways thumb here?
Yeah, is that from what's his name?
Zangief?
Zangief. He just keeps doing
There's
this.
this sideways thumb.
Yeah.
Like, I've never really understood what it means.
Is that from the game?
I think so. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
right, okay.
I know it's a Street Fighter thing. The sideways
Right.
thumb. But
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, we're introduced to cousin Kylie, and
Yes.
away we go.
Kylie says they couldn't track Bison's signal because they weren't on that video call for long enough.
Yeah.
And Guile hits her with a, "For a minute, you were almost useful."
I love that
It's
line.
just like, wow, that was
It's
harsh.
such a sick movie.
And then Chun-Li says, "He doesn't like women, does he?" And Kylie says, "Oh no, he just doesn't like journalists." Such a random. There's so much random dialogue in this
Yeah,
film.
I
It's
love
so bizarre.
So yeah, that's basically just dropping the plot.
Yes, that is the plot of
Yeah.
Street Fighter. That is the plot. So now we move to. I have no idea where we are, but there's
We're still in Shadaloo, but
Right.
yeah, there's like this
it's like an
sort of-
underground fight club.
basically, yeah.
And there's a fight going on, and there's a guy with like Wolverine claws and a big silver mask.
Yeah, this is Vega.
All bets start!
Vega, right?
Vega. So Vega is the man with a big claw. It's a bit weird though, because they come in and they're basically in like a barbed wire
Mm.
fence. Because
Yes.
like a guy literally tries to climb the barbed wire and Vega just impales him.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
kills
yeah.
him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the first thing we see. But yeah, it's a bit odd, but this is Vega. He
Yes,
is a
right.
battling man.
Vega.
He's wearing the mask at the bottom.
Yeah, he's pretty cool, to be fair.
Yeah,
he
he's
looks
very
pretty
cool.
sick, yeah. There's a 7 p.m. curfew on the city. I didn't really know why. I'm assuming it's because Bison.
Yeah, I'm assuming because it's basically a war zone, isn't it? It's
Yes,
Shadaloo,
so
it's
there's a
war
7 p.m.
zone.
curfew,
So, yeah.
and yeah. So these two guys are weapon salesmen,
Yeah.
and they're just two normal guys for now. It's just,
Yeah.
as far as you know, they're just two
Well, there's-
salesmen.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much explained straight away, though, isn't it? That they're Ryu and Ken.
I think it takes a little minute, but yeah, these
Okay.
turn out to be Ryu and Ken.
Sorry.
That's
yeah.
okay. And they're selling weapons to Sagat.
Sagat. Yes.
Sagat. He's already found the weapons elsewhere and unloaded them, but the weapons are toys.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it? They basically they're trying to sell them for $100,000, and they're like, we've left them in some port
Yes.
somewhere in there. And then he's like, "Oh, come with me," and then he just starts getting all the weapons out.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a big thing then where they like it looks and they're all
They
gonna
load
get
it up.
killed.
They're about to kill Ken and Ryu,
Ryu,
and then it's just
and then it just starts.
Yeah.
Little, like balls just start bouncing off.
It's like a Nerf gun.
really,
It's-
yeah,
it's
like really,
really
soft
weird.
little balls keep bounce off, and it all is quite funny.
yeah. I just didn't expect it when
Yeah.
they hit that. I was just like, I don't understand. It's kind of
Yeah,
awkward. I
no,
didn't
it
know
is-
if to laugh.
It is
or-
weird.
Yeah, and then a big brawl just kicks off, and then you see obviously Ken and Ryu are just going fighting at these guys.
Just clean house at this point.
Oh yeah, they go.
I
ham.
did love. There's one bit though where so they're fighting, and a guard goes to like has a point blank shot at Ryu,
Yeah.
shoots him, and his toy gun again.
Yes.
And just the little ball bounce is it just cracked me up.
There's too many jokes in these toy guns.
And then they kind of do like the simultaneous sort of flying kicks
Yes.
through the wall, don't they? And then they take him out.
So then there's like men with real shotguns, and then they take in, and now they're with Bison, so they've been taking the Bison. And I said at this point, I just think Raul Julia was so good in this role. Like he is just over the top, and I think he's almost in like a different film. He is just so over the top where no one else kind of ever reaches that level. Yeah,
but I mean, Jean Claude come close.
Yeah, in a different sense.
Different sense. But yeah, no, I agree. No, he is perfect.
Yes.
But yeah, so we go back, and he's got. I love his like base though.
It's sick.
It's like this sort of like Aztec temple looking thing.
Yeah, it's all built into like mountains, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's sort of like this temple, and then you find out then that underground. Yeah, this is where Bison is.
Yeah, it's cool. And then I assumed that they are holding people and forcing them to train as the perfect soldiers, which is the experiments.
Yeah, so this is the bit where we're introduced to see where Bison has taken Carlos, who is Charlie. So Carlos is his actual name. He's called Charlie. Carlos Blanca. Bison has basically captured a scientist who turns out to be Dalsim.
Right.
Who is another character from Street Fighter.
Right.
He's holding him against his will, the scientist, and he basically is saying, I want you to make Carlos Blanca into this ultimate super soldier.
Yeah, and
basically.
Do we say what they look like yet, or do we just wait?
No, because there's, we get there. We get there.
That's fine. So they're like pumping these soldiers full of like poisons and stuff to make them super strong. Very Captain America.
Yeah, it's
very,
it's a bit weird, isn't it? So they give Carlos a VR headset, basically.
Literally, yes, and it's got like evil videos of it.
Yeah, so they just show him these like horrific images of like war and death.
It's very reminiscent of Clockwork Orange when they're showing him videos to try and bring him to normal, but it's like horrible videos.
Yeah,
it's very similar.
The whole plan is that Bison's trying to make him mentally as well as physically.
Like, a nasty man.
Yeah, a horrible man. So that's all his brain is saying is war and suffering and battles. And then they're going to pump him full of chemicals to make him huge as well.
Yes.
So he's just a destructive machine.
Yes, perfect soul.
Yeah, but I love the point where there's a bit where Bison goes, why does he find this disturbing? To Dalsim. And he goes, why does he find this disturbing? Sorry. And then Dalsim goes, because he isn't psychotic. And Bison just loses it and literally grips him by the throat and just holds him up in the air like.
Oh, the man's strong. That scientist guy, he's like a good guy, really, isn't he? He's trying
he's a little weedy guy.
He's literally held against his will, really.
But the Bison is just brutal.
Yeah, no, he is, and he's so good.
He's so good.
Oh my god, he's amazing. So the two salesmen from before, we didn't know they were Ken and Ryu by now, but they're in like a fighting ring now, and everyone's betting up against them, and there was a little sign at the top that said Ryu, and that's when I was like, I think this is Ryu, because they hadn't said who he was yet.
Oh, okay.
And then,
Right, okay.
Dude with the mask is shredded, and then he takes the mask off, and he's
beautiful.
He's a lovely looking man.
Hilarious,
handsome fella.
Yeah, he comes back out, he's got this mask on, he takes it off, and it's hilarious.
Long hair.
Yeah, he looks like a matador.
He
does. This bronze Spanish matador. He's huge, and as soon as he lifts it, you just see all the girls.
Girls are like throwing flowers at him. No, they love him.
They absolutely love him. It's so funny. Did you? Sorry, you got.
No, the one salesman was up first. I can't remember who it was. Was it Ken or was it?
No, this is Ryu.
Right, Ryu was up first.
Ryu was in the cage with Vega,
and they give him like a machete.
So before this, so while this is going on, Ken is with Sagat.
Yes,
and they're talking, and then Sagat goes. They're chatting about like what's going on, and Sagat goes, "Vega is the greatest fighter since Iron Fist." But he goes, "Who's Iron Fist? He retired and become me." So stupid.
Yeah, no, like some of this dialogue is so bizarre.
Stupid, yeah, like Vega just busts out a backflip, gets everyone to like lose their mind, and they rip. Before they hand him a shirt, they rip Rio's shirt off.
Yes.
Did you see this? They rip his shirt off, and he's like in incredible shape as well.
Yeah.
And there's a girl in the sign who in the crowd. Sorry, there's a sign with Vega on it.
Yeah.
And then as soon as Rio takes his shirt off, she hands the sign over, and there's a bit of Vega just going, "Oh," and looking really sad. Is so funny, man.
That is incredible. He's got this machete, and he's like. Doing wild moves
they're
with
both
it,
just kind of
showing off a bit. Yeah. Then the crowd says they don't want to use the weapon, so they have to fight with fists. Yeah. So the fight starts, and I feel like you're about to have this big fight, and then a tank just comes through the building.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. And it was Guile. It's Jean Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
And he says, everyone is under arrest. And like the tank has like full missiles and everything.
Yeah,
and he's come to
I know.
arrest people. And it just looks like he's about to kill everyone. It's carnage.
It's so over the
And
top,
his
I love it.
performance in this film is so... It's like over the top but boring to me at the same time.
Yeah, no,
He's like
sense.
so monotone but really trying.
Yeah.
It is weird. But now reading about his drug history on this kind of makes more sense.
I think it makes it even better. Like we'll mention it again later, but Guile is an American hero. He is as American as you can get, and you've got Dutch Jean Claude Van Damme, who can't. He's not.
May as well have had Arnold, man. Honestly,
he's not even trying. He's not like he's trying to put an accent. He is speaking how Jean Claude.
Oh yeah, no, there is no acting going on.
Hilarious.
So at this point, I really lost the plot. I had no idea what was going on. Not a clue.
I can keep it going.
We're in a meeting room with Guile, Kylie, and some soldiers, and they talk about how Bison got Bison to break radio silence, but not long enough to trace him. And the man in the lab coat goes to attack Guile out of nowhere.
So did you see? Sorry, before did you hear the Good Morning Vietnam?
Good morning, yes.
Yeah,
Well,
so you get like a
kept
little
doing
boat where it's like Good Morning Shadow.
They do it like 2 or 3 times. I kind of noticed the second time. I was like, oh, they've done it again.
No. But yeah, this is a little weird. So they're trying to track Bison, and then he turns out to be part of Sagat's gang.
Crew,
so basically, this guy just like runs across the table.
Runs across the table, starts legging it over
and then
the
he
guy.
does like a lovely like sweep kick and just drops.
He just takes him down.
But yeah, so it turns out he's in the Shadaloo Tong.
Yes.
Which is basically Sagat's
the
gang.
snake tattoo.
The tattoo.
Yeah, anyone who's got that tattoo is like part of that crew.
But the tattoo is drawn.
It's so bad. It is awful.
But I love... So yeah, this happens. And then they kind of go, oh, he's a Shadaloo Tong. And they zoom in on his tattoo, which is very blatantly pen. And then zoom out. And it's Sagat with the same tattoo. And it's such a lovely transition. It's a nice transition.
No, it is.
For such an awful looking tattoo. It just... the fact that it's so like, look at this amazing tattoo. And it's like, it literally looks like they've just gone...
Oh, it's terrible.
With a little really pen. Bad. It's so bad.
But yeah, at that point, I was like, anyone who has this tattoo is clearly a bad person, so that's fair enough. Sagat runs guns for Bison. That's kind of what he does. Yeah. So he must know where he's hiding, says Guile. So they kind of go after Sagat. The salesman, I kept saying they were the salesman. They're very clearly now Ken and Ryu. They kept saying this. And they've started a fight in the prison yard.
Yeah, so
this is when you find out they're Ken and Ryu. This is the point.
Is it?
Yes. It's
this long?
Genuinely, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because at this point, I was still like, it could be, but I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. So, maybe because I've watched this, it was just like automatically.
Yes.
Like, I maybe ignored the fact that
Guile wants to see him, and he, takes him, he, hires them to be part of his crew.
Yeah, so it's a bit weird, isn't it? So, Guile's still trying to... Basically, Guile's going to infiltrate Sagat's, group.
Yes.
To get somebody, because he knows he works with Bison.
Yes.
So if he can get someone to infiltrate Sagat's group, then he can get them to Bison.
Yeah.
Then he sees Ken and Ryu just beating up a load of the prisoners.
Just having a fight.
Did you see, though, Vega, his claws, because he had them taken off him, he had bamboo ones.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
It was so good. Yeah, so he had a big bamboo claw that he clearly made.
Yeah, because they kind of come out and down, doesn't they?
Yeah, they with little claws in the end that he clearly made because he's in jail. But yeah, so they then decide that Ken and Ryu, instead of them being friends, they'll get in because they're enemies of Sagat. So he's trying to be like, keep your friends close, enemies close. Friends, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird though.
We found out Bison is injecting the soldiers again. We see that again, and it builds their muscle mass by loads every time. So it keeps building them, and they're getting huge. Yeah. Ken and Ryu just keep breaking into random fights at this point, and there's so many fight scenes at this point with these two, and they just keep it just randomly keeps happening.
Yeah, because there's an old scene here where Guile tries to recruit them, and he takes them to the refugee.
At this point, I couldn't tell if he was trying to recruit them or genuinely arrest them.
Yeah,
it's so off balance.
It's strange, because he's basically showing them what the war's doing.
And it's the shortest conversation ever.
No, it is. Because he's basically walking through a camp, there's a few people hurt and stuff, and they're uncomfortable about it. Do you know what I mean? They're a bit like, why are we here? I don't really see the point in this.
Yes.
And then he's basically being like, if you don't help me, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah, it was just
general...
It was so weird.
Gist of it. But yeah, then they finish. It was it's relatively serious. And then they kind of finish. They're like, when can we just go? And then he just goes to him with, you two are leaving. It's over my dead body. And you're a bit like...
This is what I mean. I could never tell if Guile was trying to use them in a good way or
Yeah.
genuinely hated them.
Yeah.
I genuinely couldn't figure this out. It was so weird.
Yeah, I think at this point he still sees them as
Enemies?
prisoners.
Yes.
Like, he's a bit like, you're beneath me, but I will use you.
Yeah, he does tend to
for
think he's like
now.
the best man in the world, doesn't he? Let's be honest.
He
It's very, very weird. So yeah, they break into these random fights. They steal the keys from the guards and they free
Yeah.
themselves on this.
Well, yeah. So
truck.
basically, we get a bit now where they're all getting transported.
Yes.
So they're all getting transported. We don't know
Somewhere.
where. Yeah. So they transport all the prisoners. Giles, Sagat comes out and he's like, "Guile, this isn't over. I own this city." Then Guile comes back. The line is so good. He goes, "Well, I'm the Repo Man, and you're out of business." So good. But yeah, so Ken and
That's amazing.
Ken
Such
and
a great-
Rio just start like fighting as if they
Just
fell
like-
out.
Yeah.
The guards split it up,
Mhm.
and then it turns out, there was a ruse. They managed to
Yes.
steal the keys
Yeah.
from the guards,
Mhm.
and then they start like undoing themselves, and then that's when Sagat
Yeah.
sees.
At this point, I was really confused as well because they, from what I could tell, they'd just been recruited by Guile to be good people.
Yeah, we never get the confirmation.
But then they free Sagat, and I was just like, hang on, wait, isn't that the villain? That's
Yeah, but the whole point is they need to be in with Sagat.
But it was like a ruse on a ruse, and my brain could not think it. I was just like,
So,
I don't know what's going on.
Like, well, we learn that the reason he wanted Rio and Ken to free Sagat, to get in with Sagat, so then he can get into Bison.
Yeah, at
It's like
this
a
point, I was just
long-term
not clicking
game.
onto it, and I was just
But-
like, what? I don't understand.
But yeah, it's a bit of an odd way to go about it. Like, it does, because I've seen it and I knew what's coming.
Yeah.
It was a bit easier for me to follow, but I can understand someone not seeing
I
this.
was
being a
genuinely
bit
so
like,
confused.
huh?
Yeah, I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
So this bit's amazing. The prisoners are like escaping in this prison van. They are like flying.
So they
out of this
all
place.
use the keys to this point.
Yes,
don't
they're all free and they're all escaping. And then Guile does this like mad jump over these boxes. That jump is incredible.
Yeah, it's really weird though, isn't it? Because the guards, like, it's not a good idea because the guards bring guns.
Mhm.
So the guards are trying to shoot them at
Yeah.
this point.
Yeah.
Ken steals a gun off one of the guards. So
Mhm.
they're like, they could die. Like,
Yeah,
for a plan.
It's a really stupid plan.
It's an odd plan.
Stupid.
But yeah, Guile is watching. So he's not there, but he's watching
Mhm.
from a distance.
Yeah.
And then as the track starts coming, he does like his run
The
down
mad
stairs,
flip
and then
over the boxes is absolutely
unnecessary,
incredible.
Like,
And then gets shot.
yeah. So
And at this point, I was like, oh my god, he's dead.
no, because this is what I mean. This is so yeah. Ken steals the gun, and they're having a shootout. It's the most hilarious shootout.
Yeah.
Between them, they must fire about 30 bullets,
Oh yeah.
and nothing hits. And then right at the end, like, so Ken has killed Guile.
He gets shot twice, doesn't he? Here
Yeah.
in the stomach. Yeah.
Ken has just killed Guile.
Yeah.
Guile is dead.
And that's what I mean. I was like,
Ken
I
killed
thought
him.
Ken was the good man now, and
Yeah.
now he's killed him. I was
Ken
genuinely
is-
like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
here at
So
all.
Ken just kills Guile.
Yeah, the way they do the plot in this film is so confusing. I was genuinely lost for
Yeah.
most of the runtime.
But like they got Sagat on board.
Yes, and then Chun-Li chucks something into the van while doing like a really sick fire
I
roll.
love
It's
the roll.
incredible.
So yeah, Chen runs. She throws like a tracker,
A tracker, yeah.
and then but like she throws it fine. Like
And it
there's no
lands in the
reason for it.
thing.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no reason for it. And then she just rolls. There's no reason for it whatsoever. But yeah, she just does it anyway.
So prisoners think they've escaped, and Guile, I thought he might have just been unconscious at this point.
No,
He's very
he's
much
dead.
dead.
They pull the sheet over his head, dead.
I was like, what is going
Yeah,
on?
he's dead.
Bison, this is my favourite part of the whole film.
Yeah.
Bison's making this city, and he calls it Bisonopolis.
That's an awful-
And he says the food court should be bigger, as all the franchises will want in. And I just had this amazing thought of like a Starbucks, a McDonald's, a Burger King, and like that's obviously what they wanted you to think. It's so good.
man.
He is
Yeah,
amazing.
The use of this throughout the film is
Oh, it's
amazing.
incredible.
This little statue.
Oh,
of
it's
a
so
figure
funny.
Sort of thing.
No, it's
Yeah, yeah.
amazing. So at this point, I kind of clicked on that all this was to call out Bison.
Yeah.
And Chun-Li is reporting on the news that Guile has been killed.
Yeah.
But I was like, surely that can't be real. Because they hold this for ages. And I was
Guile's
like, well,
dead.
he's dead.
Look, Guile's dead.
And I was like, but this is Jean Claude Van Damme. There's no
he's
way.
dead.
And I was real
Yeah,
confused.
no, he's dead.
And then Bison's henchman goes, that's great news, sir. And
Congratulations.
Bison, on the contrary, I mourn. So the guy goes, okay.
It's the meme. Do you know the meme when
Okay.
they turn it round and the guy's there? Okay, it's that. It's so
It's
good.
such a
Just-
quick transition. He just goes, okay.
Okay.
It's so good. I had to rewind it like 3
It's
times.
so good.
I was
yeah.
dying.
The line is so well.
So Bison thinks by building these soldiers, it's good for the world. Like he kind of thinks he's a
Yeah.
good man for doing this. He's like so kind of in himself.
Yeah,
where
like,
he thinks he's good.
He's tampering with the whole Guile thing because he wanted to snap his spine.
Yes, he wanted to be the one to kill
But
it.
yes, he basically wants an army of super soldiers to take over the world.
Yeah.
then peace.
Yes.
So in my mind, I'm thinking for him.
Yeah.
Peace for him.
Peace for
not
Bison.
for the world.
No, just for Bison.
For him. Like, it's almost a bit Thanos-y.
Yeah, for
slightly.
Bisonopolis.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But more selfish.
Mhm.
You know, but yeah, no, he basically just thinks that, he'll take over the world and then he'll have nice, quiet time.
Yeah, it's really
Which,
weird.
I have my own heart.
Yeah, why not? Chun-Li is sneaking out of a van and into this building. She jumps up.
So,
Is that
did you see the, sorry, to go back, did you see when they panned up the model and the model is his logo?
Oh no, I
Did
must
you
have.
see?
I
So
probably didn't know.
They pan up from so you can see the model like from flat, and then it pans up above it, and it's in the exact shape of his logo.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah,
That's
it's
class.
really cool.
But yeah, this bit, she's like sneaking out of a van.
Sorry.
Go on.
Thank you.
Oh yeah.
That is such a beautiful speech.
Zangief is like so weird in this film because he's genuinely hilarious and he's absolutely humongous. But like, I kind of wish he was in it more.
Yeah, no,
He's real funny.
Yeah. So we go back now. Well, I'll tell you.
You go for it. You knew the plot way more than I do. So
Honda, Chun is the big Samoan dude.
right, yes,
Sumo guy.
the sumo. That's
Chun-Li
all I know is sumo boxing.
And Balrog
Balrog
is
nice.
the boxer.
Okay.
So they're part of the crew. Like, it's weird because I know, obviously again I know who they are, but I knew in the game I don't know what they have to do with each other, but
No.
they're just sort of part of this
I
weird,
didn't even know these were game characters.
Yeah, they're sort of part of like the weird like news team. But yeah, so they're using the tracker.
Right.
The tracker is thrown. They're after this tracker now. So yeah, but there's a hilarious bit where they're all in the van and they're all speaking, and Chun-Li's in a news reporter outfit.
Yes.
And I mean, it's 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And she's back, and she's in the black.
Yeah,
like,
the ninja outfit.
The
Yeah.
ninja outfit. It's
Stealth.
the fastest costume change I've ever seen.
Oh no, it is. Yes, so she kind of escapes. They pull up somewhere and she escapes out the top.
So I
doesn't
think
she?
she's in the militia base.
Yes, because
I
she's
think.
going to get into the morgue.
Yeah. So yeah, she's basically following the tracker.
Yeah.
So it's led them here. So she escapes into the actual. It looks like the military base,
Yeah.
like the police headquarters, almost sort of thing, isn't it? This is odd
Yeah. No. Yeah.
because this film is odd.
This film's very
But yeah, so she throws the tracker at the van,
Yeah.
and then she's following the tracker.
Yeah. She.
Which takes her into a morgue, which takes her to a machine that's tracking something. So
Yeah.
I
have no idea.
this was weird. This is where it gets a bit like I didn't even know what's
Yeah,
going on.
no,
So
I said,
her tracker was connected to a tracker that's tracking the original tracker.
Yes, and I mean, yeah. At this point, the plot, I lost all faith. in
This
the plot.
bit is a little strange, but it gives us a gold moment.
Yeah. So we then see she finds Guile.
Yeah.
He's
So
alive.
well, like if you actually think about what's happened here. So Guile is alive. Right?
Yeah.
Spoilers,
Yeah.
Guile's alive.
He's alive.
Right? So his people closest to him know he's alive.
Yes.
He's lying. So there's nobody around. Now think about this. Now there's nobody around.
Yeah.
He's lying in the morgue. They paled him up as well. They paled him up to look dead. So he's lying in the morgue, sheet over his head, just lying there for no real reason.
He's just chilling, lying
Like,
there in the morgue.
He'd have no idea that Chun-Li was going to be tracking them.
Yeah.
So Chun-Li just happens to turn up, and then he just Undertaker's it, just and just pops
Considering
up.
he hates her as
And
well.
you're just like,
That's so
why?
good. That was
It's
amazing.
more just why.
Yeah.
Why? Like, I can understand, because obviously sometimes it's a case of you take like tablets that like slows your heart.
Doesn't he also take like the bandage off?
So
which is like a fake thing?
yeah. So basically, he had like blood packs on him, didn't he? That had exploded, and that's how they made it.
But
out
he's
to
been
be
laying there for
dead.
ages with those on, just under a blanket.
But it's just the most bizarre. Like, why?
That's
He's
incredible.
such a weird man. But yeah, so he just pops up and he's alive.
Yeah, that's
Great.
it.
Well done, guy.
Chun-Li says she wants to kill Bison, but never really explains why.
We do get the explanation later.
Later on,
But yeah. So she's basically after him for revenge, and then Guile's like, no, you can't do this. Like, we need to do this professionally.
yes,
And then as soon as she leaves, he just goes, because I want my revenge.
revenge. Yeah, it's almost like a cartoon.
Yeah, so it's a bit like, it's a bit odd, but yeah, so he's trying to get her arrested now because he wants to
Yeah,
be the
it's
one
incredible.
to get Bison.
She escapes, jumps out of a window, and like runs away. And Guile says, "What a woman!"
Shall we chase her? No.
Oh, it's so
What a
good.
woman. Yeah, so she does like a little backflip, doesn't she? And then
Oh,
just sort of like does a little bit of parkour. and
Considering he like ate it 10 minutes ago.
now
That's
he
so
loves
good.
it now. Now she can do some mad flips.
Yeah, he's seen the flips. He knows
He's
what he
all
wants.
about that.
So we're now at a strange place run by Bison. This part was so weird.
Yeah. it's
food, drink, and entertainment by Bison.
Yeah.
That's this whole place.
It's almost like you've ever seen, you can kind of go, the troops will have like entertainment shows and stuff. It's almost like that.
Yeah.
So it's like a Bison base where all his troops are, and they kind of have
Just the
this like bit of entertainment.
There's like magic shows and that.
Yeah, so yeah, they
incredible.
get into like a tent. They're all in like this sort of almost
Yeah.
circus tent looking thing. And yeah, so well, Chun-Li and the boys are there doing magic for Bison. Sagat's there, Vega's there, Ken's there, Ryu's there.
Yeah. So they just all happen to be in this place now.
So Ken and Ryu are now in with Sagat.
Yeah.
Obviously, Vega's there with Sagat, and then Sagat and Bison are now together doing business.
Yeah. So Bison and Sagat are doing business regarding weapons. Bison says to Sagat that instead of money, why don't they just share the country together as like basically overlords?
Yeah.
So they kind of take over and then be the ones to own it. Chun-Li lures Ken and Ryu to a tent while we see Bison has printed his own money.
Is this a joke?
Yeah, so Sagat, so he basically offers him, as you said, he offers him half the country. And Sagat's like,
No.
Like,
Where's my money?
Just think, it's sensible. He's going like, if this falls through, I want money.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So he's like, give me money. So yeah, he hands him like thousands of dollars. And he picks it up, and it's just Bison. They are Bison dollars. They are worth 5
British pounds.
Every one Bison dollar is worth 5 British pounds.
He is like such a cartoon in this role.
So
I swear they just went, go on, bud, have a great time.
Yeah.
So
I'm pretty confident this is his last ever film.
this was his last.
Yeah, and you can, and I
He
know
looks unwell.
it's known that he's done this for his children, and I think he's just having their best.
Oh
time
no,
with
and
it.
like I don't know Raul Julia all that much to performances.
Yeah.
It's only mainly Adam's Family.
Okay, fair.
But he's so good in that, and
Yeah.
he's so good here. I have to watch
He's
some of his
just-
other
yeah,
films.
he's
so
just
good.
having the best time here. Like, but yeah, so Sagat is absolutely fuming about this and starts throwing his money in the fire. Like they're taboo each other, and yeah, so basically they do like Chen does like a weird. There's like what would you call it? Like the cutting when the box.
Yes, it's like
So yeah, they do that over like Honda's belly. And they cut it in half, and then she's from the roof. But yeah, so she basically lures Ken in, being all like, "Ooh, come with me."
Yes.
Ken goes. Ryu realizes he's left, and then Ryu follows into this tent.
Yeah, so
Which is
Chun-Li
weird.
tells them that she's a friend and knows that they work for Guile as well. So
Yeah.
they kind of all working together. They've all realised at this point.
Yeah, but Chun-Li isn't working for Guile.
No, she's not. She's just kind of...
Yeah, she literally just escaped from him a second ago. But yes, no, they're all working for
They're
Guile.
all working for Guile, yeah.
Of course.
Sagat is tamping with Bison for the fake money.
Yeah.
And then Ken and Ryu get held up by the warlords, basically.
Yeah, so we get a little bit of backstory here for
Yeah.
Honda and Balrog.
Right.
So they explain, they're like, Honda, it used to be a sumo wrestler, almost with Yokozuna and all this.
Yeah.
And then Balrog was like a
Boxer.
champion boxer.
Yeah.
So we get like a bit more of like, these guys are not just reporters, like they're clearly undercover reporters doing stuff. Yeah, so they explain their plan. So Chun-Li is basically planning on the weapons that are getting sold.
Mhm.
They're going to put bombs in the weapons.
Into them, yes.
And then they're going to put, explode everybody. So they're basically letting Ken and Ryu know now
Yeah.
to be like, a bomb's coming, get out.
Yes. This is also another moment where Chun-Li's mouth does not move with the voice. I keep noticing these things, and it just really throws me off every time I see it. It just keeps happening through this film. I'm going to assume this film was shot to be a 15s, and they cut it down to a 12, and there's swearing in this film because there's so many times when it happens.
Yeah, and there is a lot of swearing without it,
Yeah, it's more bad words, isn't it?
words,
But
rather
yeah,
than-
no, it just keeps happening, and it's really weird.
Yeah,
Chun-Li rolls a van into the town.
so yeah, Ken and Ryu get back in. There's like almost a war going on. Isn't there?
Yes.
And then there's a really odd bit. So there's like a war going on, and Ken and Ryu are like, yo, calm down, and they're like, Chun-Li's going to attack you.
Yeah.
But then a news report comes up.
Yeah, this is
And
my
they
favourite.
open the curtain, and then there's just Chun.
TV.
Yeah, there's a little TV there with Chun-Li and the boys. They're there, and they're basically going, "Those weapons, there's a bomb in them,
Yeah.
and it's come to hit you right now." I believe it's live.
Yeah, Zangief's line here is my favourite thing in the world. He just looks at it and he goes, "Quick, change the channel." But at this
Well,
point,
you can just see this like
van
little
just-
van just like rolling towards the circus.
at this point though, I was kind of upset because that line is so funny, but I found the rest of the film up to this point, I'm so sorry, real bland.
Okay, fair.
Really bland. And that line comes out of nowhere, and I was just like, That was weird.
Yeah,
It's just so weird.
okay.
Bison tells everyone to evacuate, and the van blows up like the whole place. And Bison wants to search the camp to find Chun-Li.
Yeah.
And then we're back in Bison's hideout.
Yeah, so he's captured it. He's captured at this point.
Yeah, so again, it goes to scene so fast that we're in Bison's hideout, where Bison's taking Chun-Li and her friends, and he goes, "Take Chun-Li to my chambers." And I was just like, "Ooh, this
wants a private interview.
This man's a bit of a creep." And then Chun-Li spits on Ken.
Yes.
I don't really know why.
Well, this unfortunately, this is a slight plot. Well, a rather large plot point, because obviously the whole plan was like, again, if you think about it, so they've sent Ken and Ryu back in there, and they've gone, "We're going to bomb you." So they're like, going, "Fair enough." And then Ken and Ryu have told them, but they've also done the live video.
Yeah.
So Chun-Li was going to tell them anyway.
Yes.
So Chun-Li seems annoyed at the fact that Ryu and Ken told Bison about the bomb, even though they did a news report telling them about the bomb. Yeah, it's a bit weird, but it's kind of a way of being like, Ken and Ryu are not quite good guys.
Yes.
Yet. They sort of are.
They're kind of just doing it.
But so Bison's like, "Thank you for telling me. I will now treat you well."
Well,
because of that.
I can't remember if we mentioned this earlier as well, but Bison gave Guile 3 days to do all this. We mentioned that. It's down to 11 hours now. So it's gone real fast.
Yeah, it's just gone down to like 12, well, just under 12.
Yes.
There's 12, 11 hours left.
So Guile's talking about how they're going to attack Bison, and
his amphibious force he's going to send. So they've worked out, I'm assuming by Ken and Ryu, they may have trackers on them or some sort, maybe. I don't know. But so they figured out they're down the river.
Yes.
So there's a river that he's going to send an amphibious force up the river.
For some reason I thought that was frogs.
Yeah, no, me too.
I thought we were talking about frogs. So I was just expecting
We'll
some
also
frogs.
introduce you to Captain Kowada, who is my favourite.
Oh.
Because he is awful.
Yes.
His line delivery is
he never matches
bizarre.
up. Never.
It's
not once.
Very blatantly dubbed, because there is a bit later where he speaks Japanese and it seems so much more natural. Because he literally just goes, "But Captain, a single ship to attack a full force, the person would have been out of his mind." And you're like, "Oh," and it's literally that.
It's so robotic and bad.
Hilarious.
It's stupidly dubbed over. I don't know.
So he says, the person would have to be out of his mind. And the guy comes back with, "Luckily, Bison's made me lose my mind."
I'd love to know who wrote this film. It just kind of shakes their hand.
So good, man.
So we see Sumo, what's his name?
Honda.
And Balrog. And they're getting like tortured. And first up is Honda.
Yeah,
and he's getting whipped. And he's almost like enjoying it. He's like into it.
It's like a weird like...
yeah, that's what I mean. It's like
this weird Hawaiian music going on.
Yeah, because he's clearly like a Hawaiian man, isn't he?
Yeah, no, he is a Hawaiian man. But so every time he's doing it, he's just chilling. Just like, I think he's like, just picking his...
he's just like looking around, doing his thing, and then Balrog gets punched in the face.
Yeah, he does.
And then we see Ken and Ryu, and they're like in their suits.
So sorry, did you hear? There's a line there when he goes. So basically, the guy leaves, tortured him.
Yes.
And Honda's like, Balrog realizes,
how do you do that?
Look, get me out of these chains. Well, Honda is actually in pain. He's a sumo.
He can like take his mind away from it,
and all that. But so there's a bit then where they like. Balrog realizes, "Honda, you can get me out." So he goes to Honda, goes, "Give me a hand." And Honda goes, "We've been in jail 2 hours, maybe next month." He's like, "No, the chains." He's like, oh yeah, cool. I love the fact he was just like, "Hit him, man." Why not?
We'll give him
so finally we got Ken and Ryu. Did you recognize them now?
Yes, because obviously they're in their like geese, aren't they? And it looks alright to me. It just, I think my biggest issue here is I keep harking back to Mortal Kombat, where they looked so good, and in this I'm just like, it looks okay. It just looks like karate. You know what I mean? Zangief is cool though, but I just never realized how dumb he was supposed to be. Like this is a dumb big man.
He's a lovely man.
Yeah, he's class, but he's just so
he's
stupid.
Just showing them around, and he's just being like, he basically's like, "Anything you need, let me know." And then there's the whole. With a big smile. Oh, he's such a nice
goofy
guy,
man.
But yeah.
I just never realised he was supposed to be so stupid. I don't know if that's part of the games too, but he is just...
I have no idea.
Dull.
But I love him.
Yeah, he's very funny. Guile's addressing his army, and then some guy turns up and basically says they've been requested to call off the attack.
Yeah, so Guile's like doing the big rally, hoorah.
This bit's cool.
Yeah.
I like this bit.
And then the guy turns up, and I think he's like works for the government, and he's basically saying, "We're giving him 20 billion.
Yes,
we're giving him the money. We're giving it to him.
We're calling off the attack.
Yeah, just stop."
Yeah.
And then, so Guile is really unhappy about this.
Hamping,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the speech, do you have anything about the speech?
So I've just said he's given the troops new commands, and he says they can all go home now. And he says like 4 times, and the guy is feeling real bad. Well, he wants to make the guy feel bad, but he just keeps saying it. But yeah, if you've got anything to add.
So just before, so as he's getting told this, Guile isn't happy, and the guy goes, Guile basically says, "I'm going anyway."
Yes.
So the guy goes, "Have you lost your mind?" And then Guile comes back with, "No. Have you lost your balls?"
It's like they try to make every line of it is like a quip.
But it's very. This is almost very Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
Do you know the whole sort of "I'm not leaving" thing?
Yes.
It's very
100%.
that. It's very like we can all go home, but blah blah. But we can all go. He keeps harkening back to the like we can all go home. We can all go home, and then he basically is just like
we're going. I'm off.
going home.
Yeah, and he said like who's with me, and they kind of like wait, and they all go with him. This bit's cool. Yeah, I really like this whole bit of him kind of talking to his team. It almost feels like a normal scene in this wild film.
Yeah, no,
and actually, I really like it.
There is a hilarious bit there. So obviously all the army people are off on the wall, and then like there's government guys coming, 2 people, and there's a bit with the woman is just running around panicked, holding his shoe.
Yes, she is. I know exactly. She's just running with the shoe.
Just this shoe in the hand, like for no good reason. Then they get there, and then he's like, "Please call them off." And the gal comes back with, "I can't stop them because some moron just canned me." And that was an actual good line.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's
and his
good.
boat is sick.
Oh yeah, this is what I put. Guile sets up in his super slick boat because it is awesome. It's all like black, isn't it? And it's like the stealth kind of boat, but it is cool. Yeah. And then he like turns around on the boat and soaks the guy, and it's pretty funny.
Right. This is where
I knew this was coming.
Right. I'm gonna try this now. Hopefully we'll do it first time.
Okay.
So yes, we come back to Chun-Li and Bison. They're in his
bedroom.
Chun-Li's changed. Did you recognise her?
Yes.
She's got the bunches on. She's got the outfit on. So yeah, they've changed it. Mm-hmm. Oh God, I'm a little nervous. Right, so here we go. I'm going to do this scene pretty much word for word. Okay. So Chun-Li, it was 20 years ago. You hadn't promoted yourself to general yet. You were just a dirty petty drug lord. You and a gang of murderers gathered your small ounce of courage to raid across the border for food, weapons, slave labour. My father was the village magistrate, a simple man with a simple code. Yes. Justice. He gathered the few people that he could stand against you. You and your bullies were driven back by the farmers with pitchforks. My father saved this village at the cost of his own lives. You had him shot as you ran away, a hero at 1,000 paces. Bison comes back with "I'm sorry, I don't remember." Chun, you don't remember? Bison, for you, the day Bison graced your village was the most important day of your life. For me, it was Tuesday. So give this man an Oscar. Oscar-worthy moment, scene, incredible, cinema history. History. That was incredible. Beautiful.
Yeah, that line had me in absolute stitches.
Oh my God.
Just another Tuesday.
Brutal.
Oh God, that is so funny.
Oh my God, it went all right as well. I think.
Yeah, that is probably my favourite part of the film as well. I was in stitches at this bit. Again, Raul Julia as Bison is incredible, and he knows what he was doing here. It's incredible. Yeah. Oh my God. Anyway, back to where we were.
So that's the thing. And scene.
Well done. So the guy who was torturing Chun-Li's team is knocked out by Ryu and Ken. Yeah. I almost said Barbie and Ken there. But then the team have Ken and Ryu by the necks, thinking they're the bad guys, but they're all on the same side. Yeah. So they kind of like go, Bison, I don't even know, he's got these robes on and little slippers on.
So good, like the robes. So yeah, we go back. Yeah, we go back, and then Bison. So like, at this point, Chun's just told him, "You killed my father. I hate you." And then he's just like, "Well, we could smash them."
His robes and his slippers.
He's sort of like sauntering around the room. The lighting.
It's all like blue, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he's got that like romantic music on.
Music starts. He starts like pouring them a drink
That's
and all
so
this.
funny.
It's all getting like really romantic. It's
Chun-Li wants to avenge her father and end Bison's reign of terror. Bison says, "I don't think so."
Yeah. So she comes back. She's like, "I've learned 3 different martial arts." Apparently, and he's just like, "Well, I don't think you have.
I don't
like,
think you know what you're doing."
Because no one's ever seen you fight.
So Chun-Li breaks free, because that's the thing. She doesn't fight, does she? That's the whole thing.
He basically saying like, "I think you're lying. Nobody's ever seen you fight. You can't do nothing."
So then Chun-Li breaks free of the cuffs that like keeping her locked up and hits Bison with a flying kick to the face.
God,
and the kick she goes for ages. She flies.
She just starts beating him.
Yes, no, she does. She just starts going hard.
She just smashing him all around this room. Like he doesn't even throw a punch. He's getting absolutely
standing.
Yeah, he's just in pure shock of Chun-Li battering him.
Yeah, she does a real good number on him. To be fair, just absolutely batters him. And then Bison locks himself in the room and releases gas.
So the boys catch up to them.
Yes,
the boys are like Chun, and then it distracts her. Bison sort of like it's almost a little saw.
Yeah, no, it is.
So he's basically behind like a glass case,
and gas is coming into the room.
Comes into the room. But it's the hilarious bit of them all. So they all fall, and then so they're all out, and they fall perfectly in line. And then there's a bit where Honda's there because obviously the big guy, he takes a bit longer, and he's bashing the door.
Yeah.
And then he instead of just collapsing, he sort of turns and just dramatically falls next to everybody. Yeah. And it's the most silly thing about this film. But yeah, I love it. It's so silly.
Yeah.
It makes no sense why you would need to do that.
Oh no.
It's great.
But he does it anyway.
So yeah, he's taking them all out.
Yeah, so at this point we see Guile is still en route to Bison and he's taking his time.
I love the Bison.
Yeah.
Grinning, isn't he? It's grimacing.
Honestly, I genuinely feel like Jim Carrey took inspiration from this for Eggman. It's very similar, very over the top, very similar.
Yeah.
But yeah, Guile's still en route to Bison, taking some time. He's taking his time. This feels like it's been going on for ages because he just hasn't got there yet.
Well, he only just left though.
Because we had this whole giant scene. I feel like it should be.
If you think of the fact that
72 hours has gone to 12 hours as well. I feel like time should be moving way faster. There's a song that starts playing on the ship. I have no idea what this song was.
No, I love it.
It's so random.
It's just some groovy little 90s.
Yeah,
it's almost a bit.
I honestly, it really should have been Kylie Minogue. If it was spinning around, I would be yes. Yeah. That's another thing. She's barely in this film.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, she can't act.
No, I know, but
she's family and all that. But she can't.
Would have been nice to have seen her a bit more. You know what I mean? So yeah, he's reminiscing about the guy Bison had in the beginning, which was Charlie. You said, yeah, that's another thing. We kind of forget that he's a thing for a bit.
Yeah, he kind of. Carlos Blanca is one of those that kind of comes in and out, really sporadic.
And now we get a lot of it.
But yeah, there's a really weird. This is odd. So it's almost a little look in the future. You've had the VR headset, and then he's got a video, it's almost like a DVD player in his boat.
Yes.
Because he puts this sort of disc in, and then it just appears a shot of them. Yeah. As they were younger. Yeah. Having a good time.
It's on a screen, isn't it? Yeah.
It's on screen.
Really
it's
weird.
A bit odd, but so it's just in his boat, and he's just watching this, just
chilling on his way.
Just this is what I'm doing it for Charlie. This
to remember why.
This whole thing is to kill Bison to save Charlie.
Yeah,
he loves Charlie,
and we barely ever hear about him.
But he loves it.
So now Charlie Blanca is now big and green, and he looks like the Hulk, and it looks like Lou Ferrigno's Hulk, which is awful but amazing at the same time.
No, it's great.
He looks
because the guy's big,
but
he's not huge.
This is clearly a different actor from the beginning. Yeah, very clear.
Because obviously, when you think of we've seen Zangief, who's ginormous.
He's huge,
and when you look at the whole point of this is that he's a super soldier. They pump full of muscles. He's a very average size, bigger than average, but you know what I mean. He's not ginormous. No, but I think he looks amazing.
It's the eyebrows because he's clearly got work on his head, and it just looks
because he's got this big orange.
Yes. So obviously, if you know Blanca from the games, he's a big green guy with basically a mullet. His muscle mass has grown by 73% at this point. This is my favorite. The scientist tries to stop it, and he puts on calming videos, and one of them is Martin Luther King's "I Have a Dream" speech.
Very calm.
It's
he has a dream.
It's just a revolution. That's fine.
So Dalton Dreams is wedding, and we got got a dream.
Really nice
kids
video.
having fun in the park.
But it's when Martin Luther King came on. I was like, "What is going on?" It's incredible. Guile and his team are now approaching Bison's lair.
Yeah.
And they go into like stealth mode.
It's so
and
bad,
it goes like invisible.
No, but this
not.
because it's so it's kind of invisible, but then you got a side shot. You can see it's almost camouflage.
Yes,
like
it's like you see like the top, can't you?
Yeah, like camouflagey colours.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so they're invisible, and then they start like taking out all the defensives. There's like defensive cannons around that doesn't seem to detect them because they're invisible.
Yeah, it's like those radar things, isn't it? They kind of go around.
Yeah, so they go off the radar because they're invisible. I don't really understand how that works, but yeah, they start taking out these defense cannons.
Yeah,
and then Bison catches on, and this is great.
It's like 3 seconds after they go invisible. Like
they shoot 2 cannons, and Bison's like,
found them. It's just so weird. Yeah, Bison then gets ready to attack, and it's so
funny though because there's a bit where he's basically going, "What's going on here?" They look through the cannon, and that's all you can see is it's clearly a boat. You can see the water flowing as they're driving, and they're just there like, And Bison's like, "It's the ship right there," and the guy's like, "How can you see that?" And it's a bit like you can. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. You can literally see the water.
The water's like rippling
through the water at pace. So yeah, he sees them and just turns the stealth mode off instantly.
Yeah, it's like literally 10 seconds of stealth mode.
But do you see what he's using? Did you not see what he's using?
What was he using?
He's using the arcade machine.
Oh, I didn't even know it.
You idiot. So basically, he's in his big platform thing, and then he's got the little
like an arcade stick, right?
Yeah, they got all the buttons. And as like they come in, he's setting off the bombs, and he's literally tapping combos and stuff.
Again,
set off
that
the bombs.
goes more towards Jim Carrey again as Eggman because he's got the like controller on his arm, and it has to be.
Yeah, so he's setting off these like mines.
Yeah, because he's got
to blow them up.
That's it. Yeah, because they're coming out, and it kind of reminds me of Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's got those mines coming out, and he's got these like mini guns shooting at the ship from the shore.
Yeah,
like Bison's lair is absolutely dangerous. He tells Guile that at this time he dies for real.
So we get another bit where somehow they manage to get into the boat, and Guile and him have another back and forth.
Yes,
I swear at this part. What did he say here? Guile in the video feed of Bison revealing, because this is where Guile reveals he's alive. They're like, oh, okay, so he's not dead.
Yeah,
and then Bison turns to Zagat and just goes, "Didn't see this coming, did you?" While having his hand over his
iPad.
Zagat
has an iPad, which we haven't explained. He has an iPad, and
he just puts his hand over his eye like. Furious. Didn't see this coming, did you? Screaming.
Yeah.
It's such a good
Again,
line.
I can only say that his performance is just so good. It's so much fun.
But so then basically to end it, he just hits all the buttons.
Yes.
And then it just sets off
this,
all the rest of the mines. And then, it blows up the ship. You can kind of... It's not really spoiler because you can see the Guile sees it coming and they're halfway through escaping before the bombs go off. So it blows up the ship and they're like, right, Guile's gone. So in Bison's mind, Guile's actually gone.
Real dead, So they evacuate the ship before it gets destroyed, and now they're going to have to swim to the base. Someone comes to put the nasty videos back on for Blanca, this big guy. So the guy, he turns around and realises, doesn't he? He's like, oh no, he's watching nice. Like, he's like, what have you done? Like, he's like, what have you done there, Dalsim? And then, he kind of realises. And then they start scrapping. Yeah, they
do. So Dalsim and this big bodyguard start scrapping. Yeah,
and he stabs him in the back with this thing, but it does no damage to him. I don't know what that bit. He's got this giant thing. He smacks in his back, and he just goes, and he's fine. There's no problem.
It's a bit weird, but they basically unleash
Blanca. And he, as I said, he looks like old school Incredible Hulk. It looks bad, but it works again for what they're going for.
I like the fact they went practical with this rather than make it.
And again, you're always going to get points for going practical. And I think if they'd gone CG, it would have looked like Reptile from Mortal Kombat, and I don't want another one of those. Wow. So Blanca lifts up the bad guy and just blobs him. I said, like last night's noodles. He just absolutely throws him.
He just sort of obliterating the whole
thing. And then we get back to Guile coming up on the island, and there's just a random elephant. It's just a random elephant, Roman.
I think when we first see it, there are elephants there. So when we first hit the base, when they see the big ass thing, I think there's elephants or there's some sort of animals there. So it's alluded to that there's safari.
That would make sense because all I noticed was the one random elephant.
No, there was just elephants there.
Yeah, and then Guile and his team take off some random henchmen basically and just take them down.
Did you notice though when Kylie, when she was kicking people, she was shouting "kick"?
Oh, I didn't notice.
So she was going kick, 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 and it felt like they were kind of. It was almost her being like, right, and this is what I'm gonna do. It would be stuff that would be edited out.
Yes,
that forgot to get edited out. So she was just going kick, kick. And then we're also revealed that the other security guard who's kind of been there the whole time,
Yeah.
but a bit pointless, is T-Hawk.
Yes.
Who I think when I see him at the end, I'm pretty sure is a Street Fighter character.
Right.
Because he had he has his lucky bandana on.
Yes.
So yeah, when they kind of reveal him at the
Oh
end.
yeah, this guy just comes out of nowhere.
He was there the whole time.
And then he's like a prominent character.
But yeah, it's never alluded to until this. This is the first time where they're like, "Oh, T-Hawk,
Yeah.
what's the headband?"
Yeah,
for?"
because I was like, who is this guy?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
he was
really
there.
odd.
He was the one trying to take Chun-Li earlier with
Yeah.
Cammy.
Right,
So
yeah,
he's
you're right.
been there. He's like almost been Guile's right-hand man the entire time. But he's never been.
Yeah, now all of a
spoken
sudden he's like
about.
a big part of the story.
But yeah, at this point, this is where you start to see everyone changing. So
Yeah.
Cammy's in her gear.
In her
T-Hawks ends up in his more gear.
Guile's in
Oh,
his
Guile,
forever
yeah,
suit.
Guile,
like,
Guile has been the same. the
looks
entire time.
looks like G.I. Joe. That's what he
Yeah,
looks like.
but obviously like we've got Rio Ken as well.
Yes.
Like Blanca's come in now as his. So everyone's starting to like have the
Their video game
actual-
counterparts. Yeah. Guile falls down a hole and like a spider crawls across him.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was for.
No.
It just happened.
Yeah.
I thought there was going to be a point because it's like dramatic spider. He's like, and then, like,
Yeah, no, he's alright. with
he's
it.
fine. He doesn't care.
He's Guile, though, isn't he?
That's what I've put. He's all good. He's Guile.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
exactly.
absolutely fine. At this point, I totally forgot the plot was there's multiple
Yeah.
hostages. I absolutely forgot because then you see him in this like giant hole.
Yeah, so they're all getting like kicked into this like hole, and
Yeah, and there's moments now left for him to receive the 20 billion before he kills them all, and then Guile comes to the base. Blanca attacks him.
So time is up.
Time's up.
So yeah, the time runs out, and then Bison's like, right, time's up. And then he goes, look at my Swiss bank account.
Yeah.
See if the 20
Empty.
billion's in it. Yeah, which I found hilarious, like because obviously you see as we've spoken about, Guile's been spending.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, like he's in full on war. He's got all these like defense things going
Yeah.
on. He's got like a full base going on. Swiss bank account, nothing.
No. Zero.
And like my assumption is that he's blown
Yes.
his cash. He wants 20 billion to like
To rebuild,
refuel
yeah.
his army, and then they go in. No, you have nothing in
It's
it.
the fact that there's not even like $100. It's
So,
literally zero. They couldn't even give
So
him
now
like
he's
50
like,
cents.
so now he's like, all right, okay.
Right, they haven't paid me.
Everyone now dies.
Yes. He doesn't kill anyone yet though. Does
So
he?
yeah, Guile falls down the hole and just so happens to end up in the lab
Yes.
with.
Blanca. And then
This is so funny.
Yeah.
This is, though.
Guile kind of reminds him that he's his friend.
Well, this is the weirdest bit.
How does he
though, 'cause
recognise
this
it?
is exactly the point. So basically, like as we said, Blanca's green, big hit,
Big,
He's
huge.
got this like weird forehead.
Yeah,
thing
it sticks
going
out,
on
doesn't it?
his
Yeah.
head. So it's like he looks nothing like he should.
No.
And he's just holding him, and it's not even a case of like he happens. It takes a second.
Yeah.
He's holding him instantly. Guy's like, Charlie.
Just so normally about it as well.
You're like, what? And he's like, Charlie, stop this now, man. Stop it.
Yeah.
And then like Charlie is like,
Okay.
oh, Guile.
So Guile.
Guile,
Yeah.
how's it going, man? And then yeah, he basically Charlie's a bit, or Blanca now is a bit like, I'm really sad, man.
Yeah.
End this. And then Guile just
Goes to kill him.
has the gun and aims for his head. He's like, it's okay, man. I'll put you out your misery.
Literally. At this point, I was like, he's been fighting this film for the whole time to get him. And he's going to kill him instantly just because he's green. It's so good. Oh, it's amazing. It's so good.
Yeah.
Bison's telling the hostages that they're going to
So,
die.
yeah, sorry,
Oh,
Dalton does stop him.
yes.
So yeah, so he's able to shoot him.
Yeah.
Dalton turns back up and he's
Oh,
like,
yeah, no, yeah, he
he's
doesn't
like,
kill him.
oh yeah, no, it's okay.
Mhm.
Like I've got it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, please don't kill him.
Yes. Please do not put him out of his misery.
Please, like it's all right. Like I will look after him.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like he saves him,
Yes.
and then we're back to Bison, who's he's going to kill the hostages by using Blanca.
Yes.
His brain.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Because the money isn't there yet, and
Yeah.
Bison calls on Blanca, expecting a killing machine, but then Guile jumps out of this
So the
pod.
incubator starts rising, and he's like, "Oh, look, they're calling for you." So Guile jumps in the incubator
Flying
and
pig.
hits like. So there's about 10 foot.
Yeah.
This like fence sort of
Mm.
thing is in front of the
Yes.
incubator.
Yes.
And then you see him. It's hilarious because he obviously like jumps and trampoline or something over it,
Oh yeah.
and you can see him like flying as he's coming down. Instead of it coming down, the next shot is him gone up again. So
Yes.
He's almost done like a
It's
wave.
flying.
Yeah, he's almost done like a wave.
Okay.
But yeah, he does like the long,
The longer, and he's like in that like kind of
just flying
for so long.
It's so
and then
good, man.
everyone is like fighting everyone here at this
Yeah.
point. Then it all kicks off.
Yeah.
My issue here is it's a Street Fighter movie, and there's barely any fist fights. It's all gun fights.
Yeah, this.
It kind of disappointed me a bit because I was just expecting some hand-to-hand combat scenes, and we get maybe 2 or 3. It's all just gun fights.
This is weirdly, it's a character piece,
Mm.
not a fighting.
No, and I think
film.
I had no idea that
Yeah.
going into it. I was like, oh, there's going to be some fun fights.
Yeah,
I can maybe tell you about one or two.
yeah. No,
it's all
it's not
gunfights.
a until we'll get to it.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, no, this is not. This is. I mean, it kind of is huge slightly, but yeah, there's a really weird bit where obviously all of Bison's gang or goons are shooting them, and Guile shooting back.
Yeah.
Nobody else is.
No.
All the other cast are just fighting people.
Yes.
So they somehow dodge, like, they're almost stormtrooper-esque.
Yes.
Because these people
the
are
shots
just
must be terrible, yeah.
missing everyone. And the gang are they're just punching people,
Yeah.
kicking people.
Yeah.
Like, nobody ever thinks to pick up a gun.
But then again, it just focuses on mainly Guile, kind
No,
of
it is
doing his
Guile.
gunshots, and
Yeah,
I'm just a bit like,
unfortunately, this is Guile the movie.
this is Guile the movie.
Guile,
yeah.
Guile and Bison, basically, isn't it?
No, it is. And I think if I'd known that while getting into it, I could have maybe had a bit more out of it. But because it's all just gunfights, I was just like, this just feels like a generic action film at times. Sumo, what's his name again? Sorry,
Honda.
Honda breaks through the wall and starts to fight Zangief.
Yeah, so Zangief. So yeah, basically they all end up behind this like wall, don't they? So there's like this little wall
Yes.
where Guile's sort of shooting people. The whole gang end up back there, and Guile basically says, "I'm fighting Bison. You go save everybody." To everybody else. So he's going to one-on-one Bison, and he wants to send everybody else to save everyone.
Yes.
So this is where they're all going. Yeah, and then Honda comes across Zangief, and we start a big hoss fight, big meaty boy fight.
And this goes on for ages.
I love
It's
it,
just
though.
between scenes, and it just keeps going
so
on.
good. Yeah, so Honda's shirt rips off here. So he's got his like he's
He's
in
sumo.
he's in costume
He is a
now.
sumo.
So yeah, he's in his costume. Another like little reveal. So it's the last sort of half hour is basically them just going costume.
Yes. Remember the games?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So
no,
they're
I
just
agree.
throwing everyone's costume at you at this
Yeah,
point.
and then Chun-Li and Balrog
Yeah.
are off to free some hostages. That's what
Yeah,
they're going
yeah.
to do. Blanca is fighting Bison's men, and it honestly looks a bit like a low-budget horror film at this point. Like, he's just going hard on these
Yeah.
people, and it is like a weird horror film. It's really bizarre.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Because at this point, then the backup arrives.
Yes.
So Guile's army
Mhm.
have turned up. There's a bit where there's a guy, so like they're all just in their little military uniform, and one guy comes in, throws a grenade,
Yes.
just throws a grenade and goes rock and roll, bitch. And it's just the most like why?
Yeah, why have you done that?
Yeah,
But-
so it's war
yes.
at this point.
Oh,
This
yeah,
is-
no, it
this
is popping off.
War.
Yeah, no, it's going well. Rio and Ken go separate ways, and Ken thinks
Yeah.
they've done their part, so Ken kind of goes to leave.
Yeah, so sorry, the bit just before this with Bison. I love this bit with Bison's watching all this now,
Yes.
and so DJ, who is the
Another just random character that is in the whole film that gets more prominent.
Yeah. So he was the congratulations guy, the
Yeah,
guy earlier.
yeah.
So he's behind Bison. Bison's there being like, "It's all right, DJ. We'll fight them together." And that's all you can see is DJ just slowly
Backing away,
sneaking off
yes.
in the background, as you can just see Bison just giving this like rousing speech of like, "As long as we're together, we'll beat them all."
he just kind of
And DJ's like, "No worries, buddy." Off he goes. And then Ken and Rio, they find the exit, and Ken's like, "I'm off."
I'm going. I've had enough.
Yeah.
I've done my part. I don't get paid to do any of this. So yeah, he's doing it.
And Rio's like, "No,
Yeah.
I'm a hero."
Guile goes like flying on this rope thing. I think he goes up towards somewhere because that's where they kind of get to this big fight now, don't they?
Yeah, so we get a little bit back with Zangief and Honda where they smash through a wall.
Yes.
So yeah, as you said, they're peppering him little bits. So
Oh, it just keeps going.
yeah, they're coming together. Like they're basically just falling through things.
Yeah.
It's either the wall, the ceiling, anything they are, they're just falling through things. And then Guile ends up in the rafters.
Up in the rafters because most people do.
Yeah, pretty much everyone does. This bit is so good.
And he's such a Jean Claude Van Damme is an amazing stuntman.
Yeah, no, he is.
Regardless of whatever happened, he is so good at the stunts. He's awesome.
I love this bit though.
Go on then.
So when he turns up with his little, he turns up and there's like 30
Yes.
people with guns,
With guns.
like holding him to his
Ready to go.
and he busts out like the world's smallest knife.
Yeah,
It's
I
this
love this
tiny
bit.
little
Yeah.
like 2-3.
It is literally like a
blade.
flake knife, yeah.
And he's there like ha ha ha. And then all of a sudden, all the guys
They start
start
backing up,
like
don't they?
backing up and raising their guns, like, "Oh no!" And you can see then
He looks at it and he's like,
it's the most Guile moment ever because he's looking at knife being like, "Yeah, that's right. You're scared of me. I'm Guile." Like, do you know what I mean? Like it's a proper like I'm that guy.
and then behind him.
And then you slowly see behind him the militia have all turned up and they're all there like
With
with their
big
guns
guns.
aiming at them, and it's such a because I think like Cammy comes up, she's like, "Oh, you okay?" And you can see he's like, yeah, how's it going, Cammy?
Yeah, Guile and Bison are going to go hand to hand with each other, and
Yeah.
Guile instructs Kylie and the others to evacuate
Yeah, so
hostages.
Guile-
and leave.
Bison comes up on the big screen,
Yes.
doesn't he? So he's just like, I want you one-on-one.
And we get that insane Jean Claude Van Damme bicep moment. He kind of just in the camera he does this, and it's like out here, and I was like, wow.
So yeah, before this, so we see like the screen, and Bison's like, "I'll only fight you, Gal, 1-on-1. None of this nonsense.
Yes.
Me and you 1-on-1." And then Gal just goes, "Come out from behind the curtain, wizard."
Yeah, man.
You're like, what? And then yeah, Guile just rips his shirt off. He's huge.
It's so
He's in
funny
incredible
because you
shape.
kind of don't realise it because he's in that like army uniform.
He's in full. Yeah,
you don't really notice it, and then yeah, it got to that point where he literally is like shirt just like is tiny now.
And
the bicep that
the
comes out, I'm
bicep.
scared.
That's the biggest American flag
And it's
on his shoulder,
Yeah.
which just adds
like, oh, yeah.
more to the like. You are the American hero,
You are.
Jean Claude Van Damme, our
The
American hero. But yeah, so he's in his Guile outfit now.
That's literally the
I
same
think
thing
it's
with just a little bit of a ripped shirt.
Yeah, just sleeveless.
Yeah, we keep seeing the Sumo and Zangief fighting, and they're like on a screen.
Yeah, no, so yeah, we cut.
And they're
so
like-
Sawada's here. So this is the bit where Sawada's actually speaking Japanese.
Right. Okay.
I believe, possibly Japanese.
Right.
Maybe.
Yes.
So he's speaking to another Japanese person,
Mhm.
possibly. So they're speaking together, and yeah, they come across the screen.
Yeah.
And Zangief, and they're on Bison topless,
Yeah.
fighting.
It's like
together.
Godzilla and Kong, isn't
And
it?
it's literally the Godzilla Kong noises as they're fighting, and you could just see Sawada and all the boys just looking at it like, what the hell?
Because
is
it's like the
going
slow
on?
mo arms with the.
They just, it's such a good scene.
wild.
I love it. Like,
Yeah, at this point, then we kind of flick back to Bison and Guile, and
Yeah.
they're going at each other
he's
pretty
just,
hard.
yeah, Guile's just throwing.
This
roundhouse
fight's
kicks
awesome.
for
This
days,
fight is
yeah.
real cool.
They end up
Um,
on like a platform, so he's throwing like roundhouse kicks for fun.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
He like bangs Bison's head off this like bell
Mhm.
thing, and he kind of falls underneath the platform
Mhm.
and does like a backflip, like pulls
Yeah,
back
and he
up,
just starts kicking
and
him.
backflip kicks him off
He
the
just
platform.
keeps doing it. Yeah, it's
Another
wild.
good. We love this in the series. A very Mortal Kombat thing. The flying punch. Did
All
you
the
see
time,
it?
yeah.
Pointless.
I know.
Just jumping in the air.
Yeah, he's
Just-
always doing that. Yeah,
Yeah.
always.
He just jumps off the platform, just holding his hand up, going for a Superman punch. No punches.
Never does it. No, never hits it.
I love it.
Yeah,
Love it.
as well. This bit was amazing to me. Chun-Li and Balrog are like laying into some of Bison's men. Balrog's got boxing gloves on.
Yeah.
Where the hell did he pick those up?
No, we know it. This is the best bit.
I was just
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
hang on, he's got boxing gloves
Yeah,
on. He's just
this-
here boxing.
I think this is again though where they've kind of gone, oh, we need to get everyone in the costume, and Balrog has boxing gloves, so they've just gone,
Yeah, they just don't explain where they find it or nothing, but he's just
you
got
can
boxing
try. It is a training facility.
Yes, I'm assuming they could be a set of boxing gloves somewhere.
It's never shown.
No.
We never see any.
No.
But it is a training facility.
Yeah.
So there's at least a little
The
bit of
chance
explanation.
of, yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
And why would you want to put gloves on?
He's just got two
Just-
red boxing,
yeah.
and they're like the most generic
Yeah.
red boxing gloves. He's going at it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Guile does that double backflip thing. It's real cool.
Oh, I love it. Like,
I said his stunt work is.
Yeah, he
is
does
awesome.
like a backflip kick, doesn't he?
Mhm.
And then like hook kicks him in
Yeah,
the back of the
it's
head.
fire.
Oh, he's
Yeah, and
so
then Bison
good.
gets electrocuted and like seems to die.
Yeah,
at this point, I was like,
so he's like frazzled, he's dead. And then Guile has a little chat to Kami.
Mhm.
So they got like a FaceTime, basically. Isn't
He's
it?
time in 1994.
But it is though, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
So they've got these like two things where they can see each other, speak to each other, and then she goes, "You okay?" And he says, "I'm okay. I'm just half dead." And
Yeah.
she goes, "And Bison, all dead." And then
I don't remember. Well, I'm not a game player. I've played like Street Fighter 4 upwards for a few games. I don't remember him being this camp.
No,
Do you know what I mean? I do not remember them in
But
this
I mean,
camp.
this film is camp.
Oh, that
But,
is
yeah,
literally.
I don't. Again, I haven't played either, so I don't really know what Guile is like. But I'm pretty
I
sure.
didn't even know he was in the games.
Yeah, he's the flat top one.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
So Bison isn't dead.
No,
He's like
his
getting the poison
suit-
that makes the soldiers big.
No, he's having CPR.
Oh, is he?
So his suit starts like going admission, doing CPR. So his suit starts speaking to him. So he starts doing. So as you
Like
see,
Iron Man.
his chest like blows up like an airbag, doesn't it?
I thought he was getting the poison stuff that made the
No.
soldiers
So
big.
he starts getting CPR from his suit. So his suit realise he's dead. They've like rebooted him, and then it starts giving him CPR. So that's why his suit gets all like.
I
like
didn't notice that.
yeah,
Okay,
so-
I think he was just getting big. And from this, he has electric powers.
Yep. So he has electromagnetic powers.
But he
and
doesn't do this. He does this. he like keeps his arms out, and it kind of comes out of his knuckles, and it's like a blue light, and he just blasts.
He is electric now.
Yeah, he is.
This is Bison Beast mode.
Bison Beast mode. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Ken's still looking for a way out, and he sees that like everywhere has fighting and gunshots. He sees Rio's about to get attacked by.
Yeah, so do we go back to where he's back and he's in Bison's office now. So Ken didn't leave. We don't really see him. He just didn't leave.
He just didn't go.
DJ, did you see? So DJ is in the office originally.
Yes.
And he knows where Bison's stash is.
Stashes.
So he stole his stash and he's sneaking off. And then he comes out with I should have stayed at Microsoft before leaving, which is just a great line.
Yeah.
And then Ken happens to turn up and then just tries stealing like a statue.
Yes.
Like a gold statue.
So, I know. He's like, I'm not leaving this place with nothing, and like picks that up, and as if that's worth a lot of money.
Yeah, I know. And then we get like a screen then, which it was slightly Mortal Kombat-esque, wasn't it? The scene where you can see Ken coming down one set of stairs, and then Sagat coming down 100%. The other set of stairs. Yeah. And then he's like trying to be like, Ryu.
Yes.
Like look out. And he can't hear him obviously. So,
so what was the guy's name with the Vega?
Vega and Sagat are
they come in from
down
Ryu.
the other side from Ryu.
And then we go back to Bison and Guile, and Bison's like flying.
So he has electromagnetic pulses basically throughout him, and they're in his boots, which allows him to levitate.
Yeah, he like literally flies, and he looks like Turbo Man from Jingle All the Way.
Yeah,
it's bizarre.
It's amazing.
He's just flying at Guile and punching him.
Yeah,
he's just flying. He is just going
it's
at it
because it's very obvious on strings.
Oh yeah,
and it's just
there's that bit where he kind of comes back and lifts up, and I was like, there it is.
And then you could just see him, and he just kind of goes, and just like, Guile is just taking punch after punch. Like, there's no reply to it. He's just going, wee.
Yeah, he's just getting absolutely blasted.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, no, it's weird. Ryu and Vega and Sagat, their fight is pretty cool.
Yeah, so Rio's getting his ass beaten
by Vega, and then Sagat joins, and then Ken comes in. There's like a doubles match.
Yes.
And it's pretty cool. I kind of like it. I said it's not Mortal Kombat level fight, but it is pretty good. So I quite enjoyed it. Ryu and Ken defeat Sagat and Vega, and then we're back to watching Bison just smack down with Guile, which is, I said, this whole last act is great. The last half hour is awesome. I really enjoyed it. So Bison comes flying at Guile again, and Guile hits him with like a triple kick. He like kicks him, and kicks him again.
Yeah. So sorry, I'm gonna
go for it.
So this at this point, this is where Bison has just lost his mind.
Yes, no, he's gone.
So he's going like full monologue mode at this point. So he's still doing the flying punches, and then at this point is when the godhood comes out.
Yes.
So he says, "You're still refusing to accept my godhood? Keep your own god. In fact, this might be a good time to pray for him. For I beheld Satan, and he fell from heaven like lightning." Oh, it's
amazing,
insane.
No,
and then so he has this big god complex thing. He just flies at Ryu, and then Ryu at Guile, sorry, and then Guile does like
a triple spin kick.
Yeah,
it's
sort of
bonkers.
So he comes one way, Guile hits him, and he flies back.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I said I'm not sure how it works, but he does it. It's awesome. At this point, we see Cammy again, Kylie Minogue, and I keep forgetting she's in it. Yeah, and she sucks. Unfortunately, she does.
Yeah, she's kind of there.
The Sumo and Zangief are still fighting.
And this is the best bit because they're still fighting at this point. Like it's not really going anywhere.
No,
it's like a stalemate, isn't it? And then Chun's basically found all the hostages, so she's trying to make her escape, and she basically just goes, "Honda, come on."
Yeah,
and he goes, "Oh, sorry, man, gotta go." And that's it.
Stop fighting. I love it. Stop fighting.
I love it.
Zangief holds the doors open then for everyone to leave. Oh,
DJ catches up to him. So DJ's stolen the stuff.
He's got like the chest thing, isn't he? Yeah.
So he catches up to Zangief, and then he's like, they're speaking. Zangief's like, "We got to stop them." And then DJ's going, "We're the bad guys."
Yeah.
And then Zangief's like, "Oh no!"
Yeah,
he's genuinely sad about the fact that he is the bad guy. Yeah. And then this is when they're trying to escape. He rips his shirt off, and he is ginormous. Like they swore that he is huge.
He is.
He's massive, and then he holds the door up basically like this big metal door. And he is thick, big, thick body.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah.
Blanca doesn't want to leave because he's obviously green and scary. And
scary. So we get Dalsim's costume change here.
Right.
Do you notice he almost looks a little Gandhi-like, basically.
Yes,
He's
yeah.
got like, he's like a little weedy, like shirtless guy.
Yeah.
You don't really see. I think he's wearing like a sort of thing on his trousers.
Yeah,
and all that.
yeah.
But yeah, so he's like lost his shirt. And he's got his little glasses and all that, and he's
Yeah.
sort of they're staying, going. It's never really explained,
No,
is it?
no.
They just kind of there, and Dalsim sort of like, it's all right, but it's never. I don't know if they escaped or if they just.
No, you never really see
accepted it
them
and
past
died.
us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the last bit of them.
Yeah. And
So,
then the
yeah.
building starts to blow up, and
Yeah.
Guile is still inside when it starts to blow.
Yeah,
And yes, so are Blanca and scientist guy, I think.
Dalsim. I think. Yeah, I
We
think,
never really know.
No, this never explained as to where they escaped or not.
Yeah.
I don't think they did.
No, I don't think they did either. The soldiers are getting everyone off Bison's base. Guile hasn't made it out just yet, so they're all kind of regrouping. And then all of a sudden he's here. He's just coming behind the trees.
He just
and he's
walks
fine.
out,
And
doesn't he? Just struts out,
he's just
like,
fine. Like
yeah.
not a scratch. Like he's absolutely fine. So all the big squad are kind of all back together now. They've got the hostages out. Sagat and DJ are looking at the money that was in the case.
Yeah.
Guile flirts with Chun-Li, which is
sorry, the money. Did you see what the money
it's
was?
Bison's money, isn't it?
Bison.
Yes, I thought it was.
Yeah,
but I
so
wasn't.
they both. So Sagat sort of like catches DJ just as he's leaving,
Yeah.
doesn't he? And they're like, "Come on, we'll go together." And then they just start.
Bison's money.
They just start laughing at that
Yeah.
point, and they're just like, "For God's sake!"
It is amazing.
And then so he comes out through the rubble, and then continue.
Yeah, so he kind of flirts with Chun-Li for a bit, but
Yeah.
it's so weird because you don't really get. The only bit you get of him kind of liking her is what a woman.
Yeah,
That is
yeah,
literally it, and now all of a sudden
But
they're like,
so he just comes out with the like. She's like, "I'll finally do that interview for you." And she's like, "Oh, thanks." Like, as long as you wear that dress, you're like, "Oh,
yeah, because obviously the dress is all
for
cut up
God's
the top, isn't it? It's all like up the
Yeah,
leg. It's very
yeah,
revealing.
yeah.
And yeah, it's just a bit of a weird line to
Yeah.
end on.
And then we have like a big explosion and the poses.
And the pose, yeah.
Ah.
And then Street Fighter.
Street Fighter.
But the bit that really got me on this is when it says for Raul, and obviously it's for Raul Julia, and it made me very sad. There was a very sad ending.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is the end of Street Fighter. So let's just get into the category straight away, so we can just talk through everything.
Okie dokie.
Okay, we'll start with acting. And when I wrote this, I was super negative on the whole film. I'll be honest with you, real negative. But now we've talked about it, and I see the appeal more now after talking about it with someone. So the acting is pretty bland throughout.
Mm-hmm.
I think Chun-Li's boring. I think most people are boring, bar Bison. Zangief's funny. I kind of like Sagat, and I did not like Jean Claude Van Damme in this when I watched it. But now we're talking about it, I can't help but feel like he's actually amazing.
He is amazing.
His stunt work is incredible.
Yeah.
And the ADR scenes where they're just like dubbed over are so weird.
Yeah.
But it almost kind of works to the film. Do you know what I mean? Because I said, I didn't enjoy it when I watched it.
Okay.
I'll be honest, I did not enjoy it. But now we've talked about it, I've enjoyed it more than when I actually watched it.
Okay.
So maybe I just needed to talk to someone with it. Initially, I gave this 4 out of 10.
Okay.
Acting.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go 6.
Okay.
Because I said Raul Julia is incredible.
Yeah.
Jean Claude Van Damme has the stunt work and then just the bizarre lines. And yeah, it's just a fun acted film. With those 2 leads, it's very good. But,
I can understand why, as you said, if you got into it, especially coming from Mortal Kombat, if you went into
Yes.
this expecting it to be a fighting film,
Mhm.
it's not.
No.
It's not at all. As I said, it is more of a character piece. Like it's
Mhm.
very much just
Guile and Bison.
silly.
Yes.
I agree though. I think Bison, I genuinely think he's one of the best villain roles.
Honestly, I heard good things about it, but he was much better than I ever anticipated.
It's one of the best in cinema.
I agree.
As
Yeah,
far
he's
as
incredible.
like superhero-y
Mhm.
villain, it's unbelievable.
Yeah,
the
no.
lines he's got, and he is just horrible throughout.
And the funniest thing is, Raul Julia looks nothing like Bison from the games, because Bison's
Yeah,
huge.
yeah.
Like he's like a monster of a man,
Yeah.
and he looks nothing like him. But he does it so well that I can't imagine him any
he's
other way.
terrifying, isn't he? And he
so
is
good.
horrible throughout.
100%.
There's no redeeming features
No.
about him whatsoever.
No.
Guile, I love it. I love it. I love Jean-Claude Van Damme in this. It's so stupid.
Yeah, no, it's
He's
ridiculous.
got such stupid lines. He keeps calling him a son of a bitch. He just tries to get as many like swears.
He tries
in.
to put so many quips in that honestly none of them really land, but that's kind of the beauty of it.
Yeah,
He's got
I
so
think
many.
Just with his accent as well,
Yeah.
like it's just so silly again because he's supposed to be this American hero and he's just not.
Yes,
I
agree.
just love it. Captain Coada, I love him. It's
Coada.
the worst. He is the
I love
worst.
he's like such a minor
I
character.
know, it's
He's in
just
it.
so funny though because every time he's there, like it's so obviously dubbed. And as you said, like I know there's like a bit of issues with the
ADR,
speech and stuff
yeah.
and that, but yeah, like I think it's just hilarious.
Mhm.
I love everything about all this.
Oh no.
Ooh, it's a 10 out of 10, baby!
I knew that was good.
Perfection.
We'll go effects next. And to be fair, I didn't find much to say about the effects. I think the set design is pretty cool. I think the costumes are okay. I don't think there's any that really stand out apart from Bison, if I'm being totally honest with you. I think Ryu and Ken look bad at a point. I'll be honest. I know, I'm so sorry. I just think it's pretty bland. I haven't really changed my mind on this after talking about it. I also think Blanca looked pretty bad, but in a decently fun way. I'm gonna go 3 out of 10 for the effects. Yeah.
I loved the effects. Loved every single one of them. Beautiful explosions. Blanca looked incredible. Loved him. I thought the costume was perfect.
Okay.
I think you're wrong. About 99% is electric coming out of his fist.
The fist electric.
Beautiful.
Classic, yeah.
Him floating around with his floating boots. Beautiful.
Moon shoes.
Effects as a whole, beautiful. Oh, it's a 10 out of 10, baby!
Jesus
Perfection.
Fair play. Okay, music. Yeah, again, just generic action music. Nothing like remotely video gamey. Nothing. It was that one song that's in the boat is just random.
I love it.
Yeah, some of the score is okay, but I'm not really going to listen to it back at any point. It was literally just music for people shooting at each other, and it's just generic action movie score for me. 4.
Alright, fair.
Yeah, we'll go 4. I loved it.
No, the music is. I actually noticed this film is weirdly quiet.
No, it is.
Like there was a while because obviously, like before we went into this, music for me was one where I was a bit like I don't really.
You're always pretty reserved with music.
I'm not a big music guy when it comes to like the songs and stuff. I don't really pay that much attention, but I have from doing this series.
Yes.
I have more.
Yes.
And I did notice this is a weirdly quiet film.
No, it is. It really is.
Yeah, outside that, I did love the boat song because it's so. I think
It's
because
just so out of the place.
yeah, I think because it's the only like song they use, it's like this is quite good. Like I got 5. 5 out of 10.
5 from 10, 10, 5.
5, yeah, 5 out of 10. Because I can't.
There's just nothing.
There's no. I cannot justify it.
No,
I
that's
can't
fair.
justify it.
Okay, entertainment. Again, I've kind of changed what I've written. At first, I was pretty negative on it, I'll be honest. But talking through this film has really kind of made me realize that I think I watched this under the wrong mindset.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think I maybe should have just gone in with a lighter mindset than what I did. I found it to be boring at times, and I found the plot was ridiculous. Like, I could not follow this.
No,
I'll be honest, not a clue. There was parts that were going on, I just had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, I think they probably cut this quite a bit.
I reckon there was some mad behind the scenes stuff because there's just parts of this film that just chuck them in and it's really weird. Some of the characters are pretty boring. The action scenes were, because they were mainly gunfights, it kind of soured it a bit. Because Street Fighter, I was thinking fights.
Yeah.
There's just not that many.
No.
But the entertaining parts of this film are so elevated due to those wild performances. And the action scenes, some of them are pretty fun. And I like the last half hour, I find really, really entertaining. Raul Julia obviously is the standout of this film. There's not much, but again, I think I just watched it in the wrong mindset. So with that, I'm going to go 6.5.
Okay.
Because the entertaining parts are very entertaining. That's mine.
I agree.
Okay.
This is the best film I've ever seen. I love everything about it. Can't wait to sit there and watch this all again. This is perfection. It's a 10 out of 10!
I can only imagine what your overall is. I wonder what it is. So we'll go to overall. Overall, I was disappointed with this film. Especially because I've heard so much about it, especially from you building this film up. I was expecting to really, really love it. And obviously with Mortal Kombat, I didn't go in expecting much, and I loved it. I really loved Mortal Kombat. So I think I went in expecting this to kind of be another Mortal Kombat. And I can't really see myself watching it anytime soon. But after discussing it, I'm a lot more lenient on it because I thought it was a lot more fun. I can't look. I'm going to go 5. Really overall, I'm going 5. Sorry, but that's just it. I'm really sorry.
The man wanted action scenes. I'm going to batter him as soon as his cameras end. This is perfection. Music, everything else, perfection. The overall, I don't really need to explain, do I?
No.
It's ooh, come on, do it with me now. Ooh. Perfection.
I don't know if
I
you could...
recommend everybody.
There we go.
Everybody go and see this film. Going into it with
An open mind.
my mindset rather than go into this not knowing that this is not a fighting street fight.
Don't go into this with a
film.
critical mind.
No,
Yes, I
it's
agree.
stupid.
That's the mistake
It
I made.
is stupid. It's so stupid. It's
No,
so
it is.
quotable. It's so you got to go in it for what's his name? Sorry,
Raul Julia.
Raul Julio. Just go in for him
Absolutely,
alone
I agree.
and just have a good time with it. Just enjoy this. Take it for what it is. It's stupid. It's I know I'm a bit silly being saying this 10 out of 10. I do genuinely love this film.
Yeah.
Like it's not a 10 out of 10.
No.
Just
This goes off personal. Man.
yeah. For me, this is a 10 out of 10. I love it. But yeah, everyone should just go see this to actually see what it's about.
I did write down I couldn't recommend. But after talking about it, after kind of radiating the joy that you got out of it, I can.
Okay.
But again, you just cannot go into this with a critical mindset in the slightest, because I think, again, that's what I did. Maybe I was just in a real bad mood. Maybe it was because I was watching Dune and I just really wanted to watch Dune instead.
What serious, man.
Yeah, no, this was just weird, just a weird watch. But on a rewatch, I would probably bump these scores up quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'll recommend it. I'll recommend you check it out just to see how you feel on your own. You know what I mean? So that was our disaster debate on Street Fighter. As you can tell, very mixed here. Very, very mixed.
Best film ever.
Best film ever. Not quite the best film ever. But yeah, so Zach, tell us where they can find us.
So you can follow us on the socials. We're at The Feature Fellows. We're on Facebook. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. We're on X. Yes, we're on everything. You can like the video. You can share, subscribe. Feel free to leave us a comment. What should we do today?
Favorite Street Fighter character?
Your favourite Street Fighter character.
Or if you don't play the
that'd be
games,
lovely.
which one looks cool for you?
Yeah. Favourite Street Fighter character. Why not?
Yeah, sure. And we will see you next time.
You stay classy, motherfucker.